Hi there, I'm Ryan Capaccio, co-founder of Simplicity Trading Systems. Welcome to the Green Signal tutorial, a beginner's guide to identifying long-term upward trends. The green signal is just one of 7 signals offered in the Endeavor add-on for Metastack. When all the signals are used together, you'll be able to predict the future movements of your favorite securities. Now, let's get started. So, what are green signals? Well, simply put, green signals identify potential long-term trends before they begin, by detecting price building strength after transitioning from major lows. This means you'll no longer have to guess when the correct time to enter a long-term trade is. Our green signal will do all the work for you. So the question is, how do you find them? You begin by opening the Power Console inside Metastack and clicking on the P icon in the top left corner of the screen. From there are 2 ways to bring up a securities chart. The first way, if you know the ticker symbol, simply enter it into the Instrument section. For our example, we're going to use ticker symbol PGR. Then make sure your range is set to Load Default Records and Display is set to 500 records. And click Open Chart in the bottom right-hand corner. Your chart will then open. If you're wondering what time frame these charts are in, we use daily bar charts, which means every bar on the chart represents 1 trading day. We recommend that you use daily charts when using Endeavor. Now, to show the second way to open a chart, we're going to go back into the Power Console and click the Explorer tab on the left-hand side. The Explorer function is used to scan a list of securities and identify the criteria that you're looking for. For instance, we're looking for a list of securities that have a green signal and are in the position to make a long-term upward trend. Simply select Endeavor Green, and remember to make sure the Data Loading section is set to Records to Load 500. Then select the list you want to run the scan on. I'm going to use our client stock list. This is a custom list created by the Simplicity team that is available to all of our subscribers. The list is populated with hand-picked securities that have an excellent track record when used with the Endeavor colors. If you need a copy of this list, simply send an email to about@simplicitytradingsystems.com and a member of our team will send the list to you. Next, click the Start Exploration button in the bottom right corner. When the scan is complete, click the Reports button. Then choose from the list of securities. For this example, I'll select ticker symbol PGR. Next, click Open Chart in the top right corner. Now that our chart is open, we need to apply our Endeavor and Discovery template to see which category price is in. To do this, simply right-click on the chart and click Apply Template. Then scroll all the way down and select STS Endeavor and Discovery Template. Next, click the Apply button in the bottom right corner. You'll notice there's now a ribbon on the bottom of your chart that shows price in the Endeavor category. If you applied the template and received an error message, that's because Endeavor requires a security to have a minimum of 201 trading days to begin working, so it won't work on any new IPOs until the minimum number of days is met. After the ribbon appears on the bottom of your chart, our next step is to apply our green signal. To do this, click the Expert Advisor icon on the top of the screen and select Endeavor Green. Then click the Attach button. Next, close the Expert Advisor window. You'll notice a green signal will appear on your chart, along with an alert box informing us that green occurred and price is likely to develop a long-term upward trend once confirmed. 3 consecutive closes above the TP are needed to confirm the signal. Check Green's commentary for the trigger point and smart get-outs. After you've read the message, click the OK button. The next step is to bring up our commentary so we can identify our trigger point and our smart getouts. To bring up the commentary, click View in the top left corner and select Expert Commentary. When the commentary window is open, you'll find a wide variety of useful information, starting with the definition of green, along with the guidelines required to confirm the signal. Let's take a look at the information one section at a time, starting with the definition of green. Green signals represent price building strength after transitioning from major lows. Price is likely to develop an upward trend that can last from months to years once confirmed. 3 consecutive closes above the trigger point are needed to confirm the signal. Now, the definition of green refers to a term that you may not be familiar with. Trigger point. A trigger point, also referred to as TP, is a price that, if crossed, confirms the signal. Now, no action should be considered until the TP is crossed. We use trigger points to help prevent us from getting whipsawed when entering a trade. The next section in the commentary is labeled Smart Getouts that apply to green. This is a quick reminder of the 3 smart getouts that can be used when analyzing a long-term movement. You'll notice that 2 out of the 3 initials have symbols next to them. These symbols indicate the smart getouts that will appear on your chart if applied. To apply them, simply go back into the Expert Advisor and click on the corresponding initials. Let's quickly go through each one of these smart getouts. EW, which stands for early warning, help identify when a downward movement may occur during an upward trend. So, when you're in a trade that's making a nice upward trend and you receive an early warning signal, you'll know that price is about to dip or move down. ES, which stands for exit signal, identifies when price is breaking down, signaling the end of upward momentum. When you receive an exit signal, you'll know that price has finished its upward momentum and is likely to make a large push down. EER, which stands for estimated exit range, help identify how low price would have to fall before an exit signal will occur on your chart. Unlike most systems, Endeavor doesn't leave you guessing when and where an exit signal will appear. You can always check your EER figures to get an up-to-date prediction on where the next exit signal is likely to occur, allowing you time to gauge your risk. Next, we have our green date, which shows the date on the chart where the green signal occurred. Below the date, you'll find the trigger point, which is the most important piece of information in the commentary. Our trigger point is 33.27. Remember, for a green signal to be confirmed, price must close above the trigger point for 3 consecutive days, and the 3rd consecutive close will be marked with a green 3. Now, to get a better idea of how far price has to rise to cross the trigger point, let's mark 33.27 on the chart with a horizontal green line. To do this, simply click the horizontal line icon on the left-hand side. Place the line anywhere on the chart, then double-click on it. Type in the value of the trigger point, 33.27, and if you want to choose the color of your line, select Color and Style. Then click OK. You'll notice a line has appeared on your chart that represents 33.27. I have also added the price on top of the green line for your reference. Now that we know our trigger point, let's scroll down in the commentary to the estimated exit range. Remember, the estimated exit range, also known as EER, identifies how low price can fall before an exit signal will occur. EER figures are what we refer to as floating figures, meaning they change depending on the price of the security. As price rises, the figures will rise with it. As long as the price of the security stays above the EER figures, you will not receive an exit signal. For the first few weeks or months of your trade, we recommend using the stop-loss range given in the section below the EER. You'll notice that on the day the green signal appears on your chart, the stop loss figures will be the same as the estimated exit range, 3166 through 3111. However, the figures in the stop loss range area stay constant, unlike the EER figures, which float up and down. To get a better idea of how far price would have to fall to enter into the stop loss range, I'll place horizontal red lines on the chart to represent the figures. To begin, click the horizontal line icon on the left-hand side. Place a line anywhere on the chart and double-click on it. Then type 3166 in the value section and click OK. A new line, which I've made red, has appeared on the chart. I've also added the price of 3166 on the top of the line for your reference. Select the horizontal line icon again. Place the line anywhere on the chart and double-click on it, and type in 3111 in the value section. Then click OK. Again, a new red line has appeared on the chart, and I've added the price of 3111 on top of it. We now have our stop loss figures marked on our chart. Remember, this range should be used for the first few weeks or months, depending on how long you plan on holding your trade for. Now, throughout this process, I've used a few terms that you may not be familiar with, terms that mainly pertain to the smart get-outs. It's not necessary to memorize any of the definitions we've discussed. If you continue scrolling down in the commentary, you'll find a section called Smart Get-outs that apply to green. In this section, we've provided the definitions that you may be unfamiliar with, as well as a link to more tutorial videos like the one you're watching now. We are now finished with our commentary window, and it's okay to close it. To do this, click the X in the top right corner of the commentary window. Now, let's quickly recap what we know. If price holds above the trigger point of 33.27, represented by the green line, for 3 consecutive days, a green 3 icon will appear in your chart, confirming the signal. You can then expect a long-term upward trend to develop. However, if price falls after the green 3 icon appears, we're looking to exit our trade if price enters into our stop loss range of 31.66 through 31.11. Let's move forward in time and see if we get a green 3. As you can see, it took 7 days for price to make 3 consecutive closes above our trigger point, but as soon as it did, we get a green 3 icon on our chart, along with an alert box that tells us that our green signal is confirmed. When you receive this alert, it is now safe to enter the trade. After you've read the message, click the OK button. Now, green is the only signal that requires 3 consecutive closes above the trigger point to be confirmed. We give the color a lengthy confirmation process because securities coming out of the discovery category can give false positive signals. Because of this, green has 2 alerts. One is the confirmation alert that you just saw. The other is called green confirmation warning and tells you to proceed with caution. Although today is the 3rd consecutive close above green's TP, there has been irregular price movement that could affect long-term price action. If you receive this alert, we recommend that you do not take the trade. At the very least, we recommend that you wait for another 3 consecutive closes above the trigger point before entering the trade. After you've read the message, click the OK button. To recap our green 3 alert boxes. If you receive a green confirmed alert, it's safe to enter the trade. However, if a green confirmation warning comes up, we recommend that you do not take the trade. If you still want to enter the trade, at least wait another 3 consecutive days for price to continue to close above the trigger point. Since our example gave us a green confirmed alert, it's safe to enter our trade. And we should expect price to create a long-term upward trend that lasts for multiple months. Let's move forward in time and see how the trade worked out. As you can see, price moved from our trigger point of 33.27 all the way up to 4502, making over 35% in under 9 months. Now that's what I call sitting pretty in a nice trade. Once you get used to all the features Green has to offer, you'll be able to analyze potential trades in minutes. And remember, Green is just one of 7 signals in the Endeavor add-on for Metastack, so don't forget to check out the videos on all the other signals. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and as always, if you have any questions, or if you have an idea for a tutorial that you think will help others, you can contact us at about@simplicitytradingsystems.com.